It's the Group B finals, Queen of Hearts versus Banana Split. Who will go on to next week's finals? Let's talk Masked Singer. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my Masked Singer recap for the week. We are in Group B with the finals, and that means the final is next week. It's a 2-hour special, which, man, if you think that they've been doing a lot of filler lately, this week and last week with only 2 singers, I don't know what is happening next week with a 2-hour special. Hopefully they'll bring out some special guests and have some fun. But yeah, I think it's going to be a filler fest, but that's all right. We will find out finally who will be the season 6 winner. I personally do not know yet who has won Group B. I'm going to find that out as we go to the videotape after we do all the clues. So it's Banana Split versus Queen of Hearts this week. Before we get into this week's episode, I do want to thank you for finding my Dan Reviews It channel and this video. Please do consider subscribing and, of course, comment below. We love hearing from the Masked Singer fans over here. All right, so it was Banana Split first and then Queen of Hearts. And just like the Group A semifinals, or Group A finals, I guess, last week, they did one song solo and then one song with a special guest duet partner. And last week, we had some pretty heavy hitters, Jesse McCartney and Michael Bolton. But this week, they went to the panel. This is something they've been touting in different news reports and promotional stuff since the beginning of the season, that Robin Thicke and Nicole Scherzinger, were going to sing at some point in this season with contestants, and they've done it here tonight. So we'll get to that a little bit later because that was the second song that they sang. So first up, let's get to a few of the clues here for the Banana Split. He's been called fame obsessed. She's been called pretty but not bright, according to them. There's a little movie theater sort of motif to their clue package. We see a license plate that says Windy City, which of course is Chicago, and then at the end they kiss. So, if people were thinking maybe these were not, a married couple, or at least maybe played a couple on screen, well, then there you go. They've sort of hopefully put that to rest, and there you go. The song was Singin' in the Rain, complete with a tap dance from the split portion, the ice cream portion of the Banana Split. I love a good tap dance. I really do. And that's something that one of my buddies when I was a kid was taking tap dance classes, and I thought it was cool. And so I love a good tapper, and so she did a great job with that. I think maybe the first time we've had tap on The Masked Singer. All right, and then in the sort of interview portion afterwards, the Banana said he can make Ken sound great. So then they were thinking, oh my gosh, this must be a famous producer. Yes, no kidding. We've all sort of been there. All right, and then they threw a shirt out into the audience, or well, into the panel, I should say, this time after the performance as sort of the clue that goes along with it. They brought out the Nick Cannon once again and shot a shirt to one of the panelists, this one for Nicole Scherzinger, and it said Garden on it. So immediately she thought Madison Square Garden. That's where my mind went as well. And so she said that this is probably David Foster and Catherine McPhee. She took us down sort of memory lane with David Foster mentoring her and some other ladies on a show called Pop Star back in the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that, before she became a Pussycat Doll. She was on the show Pop Star. I don't remember. And I guess he was one of the mentors. But then she brought it into the Garden clue with him introducing her to Andrea Bocelli years ago, and they recently performed at Madison Square Garden together, and she said that wouldn't have happened if it was not for David Foster. So, makes sense with that. Ken jumped on that train. That's something that I believe Jenny has been saying. Well, she sort of got off of that, but she said it way, way back, I think maybe in the first episode. Yeah, that is the first name I wrote down for the panel, was Kat McPhee and David Foster. So, obviously, people on the panel have been thinking this for a while, and she went with it again. Jenny sort of said, "Oh, I think it could be them, but let's throw out some other things because we're told to not all say the same thing since it's so obvious at this point." So she threw out Jeff Goldblum and his wife Emily. Come on. And then Richard Gere and Catherine Zeta-Jones because of the Windy City plate for, of course, the musical Chicago. And Robin said something he had said at least one other time. Ryan Tedder, the famous producer, and Leona Lewis. And that does work with the producer clues. Him saying, Ken, even I can make even you sound good. That would work with Ryan Tedder as well. But I don't think so. I really think David Foster and Catherine McPhee is the answer here. And Ken even came up with a pretty good Windy City clue for David Foster. I thought maybe one of them was from Chicago. I didn't really look into it. But he mentioned that David Foster resurrected the band Chicago's career in the 1980s. They had, a big career in the late 60s through the 70s, playing, more classic rock stuff, a lot of horns, some almost really jazz fusion sort of stuff. But then in the 80s, they had all of those power ballads. Hard to Say I'm Sorry, You're the Inspiration, Look Away. David Foster was sort of the one who championed all of that as their producer. So, there's no doubt in my mind that is who this is. All right, Queen of Hearts is next. She said she wanted a sense of community and found it in unexpected places. And then we see kind of a movie reel there. And she said she was living like an animal for a time. She did not know where she was going to get food or shelter. We saw a red devil pop up. And the song she did was Bird Set Free by Sia, which is a song I don't know. But I believe Sia has been guest for Queen of Hearts in the past this season. And she did actually sound a good bit like Sia. So I was kind of impressed with that because I don't think it's Sia. And for the t-shirt, it was for Ken. It said wrestle on it. And she said she's not afraid to get in the ring and get dirty. And of course, get in the ring, dirty. These are clues for Christina Aguilera, ex-Tina, from that album. And the video for Dirty was she was in the wrestling ring. Or maybe it was a boxing ring. I don't remember. But whatever it was, the clue I think says wrestle because of that. But it's not Christina Aguilera. So I don't know what this singer has to do with wrestling necessarily, but there's been a lot of interesting people involved with wrestling over the years. Cyndi Lauper, Weird Al Yankovic, so you never know, who's going to be in that universe. But the guesses, of course, Christina Aguilera was mentioned. KT Tunstall was mentioned also from Nicole, and I forget why she said that, but not a terrible clue. These are all good singers here. But then she went the Lilith Fair route and said, oh, it could be somebody like Paula Cole or Sarah McLachlan. And then she ended up on someone who did do the Lilith Fair at least one year. And she was thinking that because of the Blockbuster Entertainment Award that we learned about last time. So she was like, oh, that's sort of in that Lilith Fair era. I've been saying this since week one. This is one of my initial first impression guesses, and I'm still pretty sure. I would say 99.5%. No, I'm 100%. I because she lived in her car, so that's all the living like an animal, looking for food kind of thing. This is Jewel. It's 100% for me. Nicole was on it a few weeks ago and sort of was sticking with that this week. I definitely think it is Jewel. I'm not even going to play on that. All right. And then we also had BFFs, by the way, for both of these acts before we went to commercial. The Banana Split, Dr. Phil came on and said, oh, you're my best friend. All right. And then Hilary Swank came on for Queen of Hearts. We saw Hilary Swank before. I don't remember if we saw Dr. Phil or not, because sometimes when I watch it, after the fact, if I'm not watching it live, it doesn't show all of the interstitials before the commercials. So sometimes I miss like a little clue here or there. But anyway, back to the Banana Split for the duet. So with the duets, we don't get more clues really. I mean, they do a clue package where it's sort of their journey leading up to this point. but really we don't get new clues. And then also, because the panel already made guesses, they don't make more guesses. So these are pretty quick. The banana split said, the banana portion said he's used to his own four walls. So, okay, producer, studio, we got it. And then the split, she says she's been a goof on this show, and she is really finding herself into that. They are 100% partners. And then at the end, he does call her baby. So again, married couple, we're thinking. And the song they did with Robin, Don't You Worry About a Thing by Stevie Wonder, which I thought was very good. But probably to the level of last week's Bull and Jesse McCartney. I think it was very good, not great. And then we've got the Queen of Hearts. She said she's turned down big opportunities for big money before, but with this show, she wanted to do something a little bit different and fun and a little bit out of her comfort zone, and she sang Dream On with Nicole Scherzinger. Now, I want to talk for a second about Nicole. So I recorded this review video last night that will be up either today or tomorrow about some of the new TV specials that are on. And Annie Live was one of the ones I talked about last week on NBC. Nicole Scherzinger played Grace in Annie Live, and I really have not heard her sing in years and years. I mean, Pussycat Dolls haven't had a record in about a decade. And by the way, I was a Pussycat Dolls fan. I liked a lot of their music and their songs. But, I didn't know, could Nicole really belt it out? All I know her now is as a panelist on The Masked Singer. But she was amazing in Annie Live. And, oh my gosh, she blew tonight Robin out of the water. I mean, he did fine with the Stevie Wonder track. He's not nearly as good a singer as Stevie Wonder. I thought this was an odd song choice for Queen of Hearts and Nicole to duet on Dream On. But then I sort of forgot about that really high part at the end that showcased Steven Tyler's great falsetto back in the 70s. And they did it very well here. Good justice on that. And this is akin to, I think, the Faith Evans and Michael Bolton duet from last week. So you've got one that's pretty good and one that is great. And this one, the Queen of Hearts and Nicole, was the great one for me. I just thought it was fantastic. So, all right. So with that being said, on the recording here, they're about to announce, Nick Cannon is about to announce who is moving forward in Group B. And I'm going to rewind a little bit because I actually forget how he announced it. I forget if he said this person's going home or this person is moving to the finals. So let's see. And by the way, Nick Cannon, God bless. I don't think he's a great host on this show. I think he's fine. But I loved it when Niecy Nash stepped in for a bit. But it was revealed earlier this week that he lost his son, his very young son, recently. He revealed this on his talk show. So, nothing but love for Nick Cannon this week. Obviously, grieving father. But this was recorded, of course, this episode, weeks, if not months ago. So, obviously, they don't talk about it here, but on his talk show, he did. All right, so let's hear how he says this. Okay. Okay, so he said the winner of Group B. Okay. So this will be the person going forward. Oh, I didn't do my guess. Hold on, please. I forgot to do my guess. My guess, I really, really, really wanted to be Queen of Hearts. I think Queen of Hearts versus the Bull in the finale would be great. But I've been saying this for weeks. Banana Split is also, these are the top two people I think of the whole season. Group A aside, forget Bull, forget Skunk. I think these two, Banana Split and Queen of Hearts, are the two best acts of the entire season. So for them to be in the finals, for Group B makes sense. But who will move forward to tackle the Bull? I'm going to say, because it's who I want, I don't know if this is, I'm going to say Queen of Hearts. Although judging by the duets from last week, I thought the Skunks was great and the Bulls was pretty good. With that logic, it should be Banana Split moving forward, I guess. But I'm gonna say the Queen of Hearts because that's who I want. I would love for her to win the entire show. So let's see who it's gonna be. Who is the winner of Group B anyway? Come on, Nick. All right. Well, usually I like to make my edits a little cleaner than that, but my phone died right after Queen of Hearts was revealed. But we did get I think the reaction there. So it is Queen of Hearts moving forward to the finals, and I could not be happier. That is awesome. Queen of Hearts versus Bull, I think, is going to be great. I hope Queen of Hearts takes it. She's been certainly one of the most interesting contestants this entire series that they've ever had. You know, she sang in French at one point. I mean, you know, she really is keeping people on their toes. And Jewel is just a fantastic singer, and I'm confident in her under the mask. So I'm happy to see her in the final. As soon as I sort of looked up from my reaction there, my phone died. So I apologize for the wonky edit there, but we're going to continue on now because I have all of the judges' guesses for who was under the banana split. And this was very interesting. So Robin thought it might be Jennifer Nettles, and he said the other guy. And Jennifer Nettles is in, what's the name of the country band? They sing Who Says You Can't Go Home with Bon Jovi. I can't think of it, but I'm not a huge country guy, so that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. But he changed his vote now to Ryan Tedder and Leona Lewis, who he has thought, you know, for a few weeks now. He's been on that train. And then here's what is super interesting. Ken, Jenny, and Nicole all thought in the first week that this was David Foster and Katharine McPhee, and they've all, of course, stuck with that. It's interesting. Let's just go back here about some of the people that have been guests. Sarah Bareilles and Josh Groban, Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes, Ashley Tisdale and Craig. I don't know who Craig is. I must not have known his last name. Faith Evans, Faith and Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. So these were some of the guesses along the way for the banana split. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski even was talked about at one point. But at the end of the day, this has got to be David Foster and Katharine McPhee. I can't believe 3 of them got this week 1. Jenny had said it, and I know I was speaking with one of you in the comments about, you know, it'd be nice if Jenny got at least 1 point for the Golden Ear Trophy for her first impression guess. And, well, she had sort of made that Katharine McPhee, David Foster guess that first week. So good, she'll get one. But what I didn't realize is that Ken and Nicole were on that train all along, too. So, all right, well, it's got to be them under the mask. We sort of know this from all of the clues and the great performances. So let's take them off. It's obviously, right? Yeah. God, I love Katharine McPhee. She's so adorable. Let me turn this down a little bit. She is so cute. And I love, by the way, that their marriage has stayed intact. So at the end here with the Golden Ear, so Jenny has 1 now. Robin still has 1, and then Ken and Nicole still tied at 2. So I wonder if anybody picked... See, Nicole has worked with Todrick Hall. So she could have very well picked Todrick for her first impression of the bull. I don't think Ken would have known that, so that's possible. Jewel, I don't know if anybody got. Nobody guessed Jewel that first week, so it's hard to say. What were some of their guesses? Brittany, Fergie, Renee Zellweger, I think were all first week guesses. Well, I don't know if anybody's going to get Jewel for first impression, but Nicole could win the Golden Ear with the Todrick Hall guess for first week. But look, I love, here's what I was saying, that David Foster and Katharine McPhee have stayed married for so long because there's a big age gap there of, I don't know, 25 years or more, 30 years maybe. And you know, usually in Hollywood, that's an easy prescription for splitting up. But boy, they've stayed married and they are just so in love. And I think they're both such great people. I just love them. So I'm so happy it was them. Let me see if they're going to tell us any clues that we hadn't pieced together. I still, honestly, the bunny in Split's package is a clue to Catherine's film debut in The House Bunny. That's a good movie. I think that's probably on my shelf somewhere. The H's are down there in the bottom row, so I'm not going to pull it. But That's a good movie, House Bunny. And Emma Stone is in that, I think, right? She was one of the guesses earlier, too. Windy City license plate, right, is included David's work with Chicago. Ken told us that. The only thing I don't remember is what was the whole deal in the pre-show with 3 dice, all with 2 on it. I'm not sure what that means. Just that there's 2 of them, maybe. The Beetle in Banana Split's package is a clue to their performance together of the song Something on American Idol. Oh, so he must have been one of the mentors on American Idol. Maybe that's how they met or something. Yeah, so cute. All right, well, anyway, we knew it was them, right? So another one in the books there. I think I might have had that as a first impression guess as well. I'll have to look back and see, but I think I did. And I think I had Todrick. I know I had Jewel. And I did not have Faith Evans. But in the Group A and Group B finals then, I've gotten, I think, 3 of the 4 from first impressions. But anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Next week is the 2-hour finale. It's going to be filled with nonsense and filler, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, we'll crown a victor. I would like to say right now, I hope it is Queen of Hearts. I think it will... I think it actually might be Bull, but I'm gonna stick with what I want, and I'm gonna say it will be Queen of Hearts. So we'll say that. Thank you for watching. We'll see everybody next time. Bye.